From the Oak Wall Studios in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hello, this is Jesse Oakley III, and welcome to the Oak Zone. Today is Sunday morning, and it is time for the Sunday Morning Chat Series, where I get to interview a plethora of positive people that are making a big difference in our community. And today, we got ourselves a fantastic show. As I look everywhere for positive people making big differences in their community, there are so many people that are on my radar, and I am pleased as punch to actually have this wonderful woman right here that has a story to tell about her business. And I'm excited that I get a chance to interview this lovely lady. So without further delay, let me introduce to you from IMAGINT Life, none other than SoFeya Joseph. Hey, SoFeya, how's it going?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm truly honored. Thank you.
All right. And thank you for being on the Sunday Morning Chat Series. And without further delay, let's chat.
Yes.
All right, for the happy people out there, can you explain what is IMAGINT Life?
Absolutely. Imagined life is actually a way of conscious and holistic living through imagines, and it's supporting all human experiences as steps necessary for the evolution and embodiment of one's potential in a systematic and sequential manner. Now, you may say, like, well, what is imagined, right? Imagined is actually an acronym. It stands for I am, imagine, magnetize, and intent. And it is a seed formula for core self evolution that contains soul quality that we intend to plant, water, and grow within ourselves. So that's why we use imagined as a coaster.
Nice.
So it's a coaster and a water bottle that we charge on this coaster. And we use this word intention and power to grow consciousness from lower self to higher self by energizing the water you drink. So cheers.
Cheers to you too. Fantastic.
Now, I just wanted, so IMAGINT Life was actually, it's a path to mastery of self. And it leads to creation of your masterpiece, the life you were born to live according to your master plan. Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. Now, how did you get IMAGINT Life started? How could you take us to the point where you actually got it started?
That's a great question. And well, it can take me to once upon a time, a girl was born.
Go for it.
So the truth is, every event of my life was lived with this one purpose, finding a method to realizing human potential and prove our greatness and purpose on earth. So my childhood set up actually a perfect arena for studying. I was abused mentally, physically, and emotionally. And I believed that I was unwanted and unloved and had no potential. And I believe that was true because people in charge of my care called me a stupid, lazy pig, while valuing and praising some other kids for the talent and physique that they had. And they were different than me. And so you can see that it was a great setup for someone like me to grow up with unwavering desire to prove that it was not true and that it wasn't true that I did not have a potential, and also to prove that everyone has potential for greatness within them, and that it can be revealed with the right method. I believe that the right method could definitely reveal that. So I started my professional path teaching competitive figure skating. And true to my belief, I was relentless in seeking this method. I was convinced that with it, I could assist my students with growing and performing as their best selves consistently and systematically. And I turned the world over seeking the best technique, the best mindset tools, psychology, yoga, meditation, etc. And it was all great, but something major was still missing. And one day I received a gift a lesson from a 9-year-old boy that changed my life completely.
Oh,
And I realized the secret why most people struggle so much and don't accomplish the results they should and want to accomplish. And it was so simple. And without it, no yoga, no meditation, no killer habits won't produce the results you want.
okay.
And this, of course, well, much more developed, became the foundation upon which IMAGINT Life was born.
Ah, truly fantastic. And I tell you what, you are not a stupid pig. I can realize that right now because you're doing something amazing. And it's amazing enough to actually be interviewed because happy people, you see this? Because I pick amazing, positive, happy people with stories in the beginning. And this, SoFeya, is a shining example on how you can go from one place to another place if you definitely believe and have that wonderful drive that's there. And from myself to you, I commend you for what you're doing for the community. Really appreciate it, SoFeya.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And that's a good example of positive people making a big difference in the community. Now, my next question for you is, what are some of the challenges that you faced in creating IMAGINT Life?
Well, there were many challenges, of course, like not having money to start, people not seeing what I was bringing in, and they were teasing me and making fun and saying it wasn't going to work. Then, from my own personal self, being tired and distracted, checking the Facebook and doing other things than doing the work, not feeling like doing the work, and a lot of times not even believing in myself that I could pull it off, overwhelmed, and feeling lonely. I'm sure many people can relate to those kind of challenges. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
Well, I was, well, that's pretty much it. I can't really pinpoint a one specific challenge because it's constantly things coming up. I mean, our life is a journey of challenges, right? So it's not that everything is just going smooth straight up.
Yep.
So
that is definitely true, SoFeya. Definitely true.
yeah.
Now, with your IMAGINT Life, what were some of the best moments that you experienced with this business?
Yeah. So now can I ask that question one more time?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Well, we'll get back to that question a little bit later, but I could tell you right now, the next question I will ask you is, let's say that someone is inspired and amazed with what you did and the journey you came from, and they want to do what you're doing right now. If you were to meet somebody that's out there that is amazed with what you're doing and want to be you and want to do what you're doing, what advice would you give to that aspiring person that wants to be in your shoes?
Well, first I would say don't try to be me. Because you will never succeed at being me. So that's the number one thing I'd say. So the biggest advice would be you as much as you can, because there is not one other you existing on this planet,
Yes.
and no one else can bring in what you can. So don't sit and compare yourself to anyone else, because this comparison to someone else is equivalent as an apple tree would be comparing itself to an oak tree, or vice versa, an oak tree comparing to an apple tree and being upset why it doesn't grow beautiful apples. And well, the oak tree will not grow apples no matter how much it's going to compare itself to an apple tree. And a lot of the times, actually, a lot of the gurus would say, look what I have accomplished. I started here and I became this and this because I took this, and these steps. And if you follow my steps, you're going to become what I have become. And the truth is, you can spend lifetime and enormous amounts of money, chasing that and doing everything they did and never become that.
Right.
So instead, focus on you and get the best you that you can be, because oak tree is magnificent in its own right, and it does not need to bring apples. We have enough apple trees.
Oh, yes.
And even one oak tree to another oak tree, they're not the same either. So this is the gift of this. And once we begin realizing this, it begins, we raise the competition and we begin cooperating with each other and we begin appreciating and respecting each other. And that is the absolute biggest gift. Now, for those people who are interested in having a profession that I have, such as becoming a coach, for example, I would say, well, coaching is not a glamorous job. It is not about making a lot of money. It's a huge responsibility. So you have to commit yourself to education, both inner and outer, because as a coach, you're a lantern that illuminates your client's path. It is critical that you are free from unresolved issues so that you can create the container for growth and healing for your clients, free from your own ego.
Yes.
And it's very important that you find a method that you believe in and trust the process. So this is what I teach my teachers in a teacher's training. I have a teacher's training where I teach IMAGINT Live with certified teachers in teaching IMAGINT Live training. And I ask my teachers to follow the teacher's creed, where we are recognizing that master is always a student who continues learning and growing. So every teacher as a master always have to be a student and continue learning and growing. Second, the master always sees a master within the student and supports your student to straighten whatever it is crooked. And everyone is a star hidden in the rock. And the teacher always sees the star and assists with chiseling away the rock. And finally, learn to stay present and cool with what is. The quickest way to disappointments is to celebrate victories and grieve defeats. So you have to stay present in the now. Do not celebrate and do not be upset. Just be what is. And these will always, because if you're going to go from this, oh my gosh, this is amazing, oh my gosh, this horrible thing happened, it will always create imbalance in your environment, and it will call for rebalancing and call in more major challenges. So that's probably what I would give an advice on. I'm sure in your show people come up with all the different advices, but I'm going to come from advice of an IMAGINT Live teacher.
Good. Hey, that's all good. That's a great wealth of advice for aspiring individuals who wants to make it in the business that you're in. Really appreciate it. And speaking of your business, do you have any information that people could check out where they can go?
Absolutely. So they can find me on my website, which is you have to use www.
All right.
IMAGINT, IMAG as a genius, I N as an NCT, Tom, life.com, imagintlife.com.
All right. So
they can also find me, of course, on Messenger and Facebook. I always respond to messages, so yeah, I welcome private messages as well.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So for those people that missed that, do not fret, because the links that SoFeya just mentioned will be in the description right below. So once you're done watching this wonderful interview that we're doing together, please go click on the links right in the description. That's right below, right there at your computer screen. And it's going to be an amazing experience. Right, SoFeya?
Yeah. Did you miss a question about the best moments?
Actually, we're going to get back into that.
We're
going to get back into that. I have not forgotten. And I tell you what, this has been from one best moment of the link in the description below to another best moment about your business. And could you tell me the best moments that you had when it comes to IMAGINT life?
Well, actually, I was going to say this, that ironically, the challenges were also my best moments.
Ah,
And learning that each challenge is an opportunity. And frankly, actually, the bigger the challenge, the greater moment is created. And I'm blessed that that IMAGINT life is not only my business, it actually is my life. I live it. And because I live it, it supports me in my business and life. And it helps me to go through each challenge with gratitude and acceptance, willingness, courage, and enthusiasm. So each time I learn lessons that leave me in awe of the spirit residing within me, that spirit that resides within us all. And truly witnessing and experiencing the grace of Father, Mother, the source, doing the work through me and in the world around me. And one of such things was learning actually the thing that I call the law of limitation.
oh,
The law of limitation.
okay.
And it is the law that actually I would compare it to the valves in our blood vessels.
Ah,
So our blood vessels operate with valves. And these valves, what they do, they make sure that the blood only flows in the right direction. So there is never mistakes for the blood to go in the wrong way. So these valves, as the blood flows, it like closes the road to direct the blood in the right place. So in the same way, our challenges regulate the flow of our lives and ensure that we move towards growth and fulfillment of our purpose, even though it doesn't always feel that way. So sometimes we feel like, especially people that are starting a new business and they have this idea, and immediately this idea is met with everything is like showing them this is the right thing to do. And you jump into that, and the next thing you experience that, nope, you're not going to go this way. It's just not going to work. I mean, I'm sure many of you have experienced that. And a lot of the people decide, oh, I probably made a mistake and I shouldn't be doing that. And they quit. When the truth is, what happened was when you saw the idea, you saw a vision of the future, but the road to that future is not straight. It's going like this.
yep.
And so you can't go there. It's going like, nope, you can't go here. You just have to go to the left.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like, but that's not where I'm supposed to be going. Yes, you just have to listen to where this flow directs you. So the law of limitation is not the law that's limiting you. It's the law that is actually supporting you in going in the right place. It's the kind of law that will not allow a kindergartner go to college.
Yes.
Okay. So as a kindergartner, you have to learn how to read and how to write, and you have to learn basic arithmetics. You have to go to first grade and second, etc. So it is a process. And so this law of limitation is regulating this process for your own good, for our own good, so that we don't burn ourselves, that we're going exactly in the right way. And the source is, no words, amazing at regulating us. So always have that trust and courage that something greater than you is actually with you to support you in fulfilling your purpose and mission here. And the magic of IMAGINT life is that they actually give us a map, and it's easier to navigate that. So I know what my challenge is. I know what quality I'm on. So I know where I'm going with with the qualities. So I kind of mentioned that, like here, for example, today I'm here on the quality of, you can see that? Can you see that?
I got it.
Okay.
Ooh.
The wisdom. So my water is being charged on wisdom, and I just moved to wisdom from creativity, and I'm going to be moving on into being the light. And so the qualities are arranged in this different order. And so it allows me to see my path through those eyes. So it allows me to see those challenges in this different light. So that's why it's so powerful to be on this path. So I have a business of imagined life, but I also have my own personal imagined life. So that's how they work together.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic, fantastic. I tell you, those are some beautiful words that you just mentioned. I tell you what, I just felt it right here, and it was truly fantastic the way you explained all of that. Oh, that felt good.
Thank you.
All right. Now time flies when you're having a whole lot of fun, and we are at our shout out portion of the interview for this wonderful interview that we are doing right now. And if you can give a shout out to someone, any person or people that made all this possible for you, who would you like to give a shout out to?
Okay, number one, my mother. But actually, but I have two mothers, I would say. So my mother, my early mother, on one hand, she was a difficult teacher.
Mm.
She was such a difficult teacher. She truly pushed me to find who I am seriously.
Yes.
But my second mother is the mother.
Ah.
So the mother that is guiding me, is my guiding star, is supporting in this work, and we can call it mother, father, call it father, however we want to call that.
Yeah.
I definitely want to call my celestial mother in and acknowledge her, and have my miraculous medal here for her that I wear. And then after that, I want to call out my husband, Gary Joseph. And he's been a magic in my life. And I mentioned one of my challenges was being lonely, because in this path, it's, you know, when you're doing your life purpose, it's just you, truly.
Yes.
And when I met my husband, it was such a blessing, because it's like he's my mastermind. We discuss things. We both practice imagined life together. And since we practice it, I mean, everyone practices from different perspectives. And I can be biased about it sometimes because I'm the creator. So it's really helpful to have him and giving me his perspective on what he's going through and what he's learning. So it's tremendously, tremendously powerful. And my goodness, IMAGINTeers, my family, all of IMAGINTeers around the world that are practicing imagines and sharing their lessons and sharing what they have learned and how it helped them, and then giving suggestions. Because imagined life is a living and growing system. And so I'm developing it for all of my students.
Yes.
And I mean, my current students, my future students. And so it's very important to me that it's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So I am like the third mother. So I have my earthly mother, my celestial mother, and I am the mother for everyone else in my family, to taking care of, you know, to support everyone. So in that, I always do that. My dear next shout out before my husband should be me.
Nice.
So here, and I had actually, and since there is two of me, I want to call out both of them.
All right.
So I want to call out my soul for supporting this work and for giving me this mission. And I want to call out my ego self that is stepping in and doing this and going along and allowing this to happen.
Okay.
And I know it hasn't been always easy for her. She is trying, and she is falling and getting up, and she is still moving forward. And it's so important to acknowledge her and thank her for doing this. And I think I would like to invite you and everyone who is listening to put your hands on your hearts and call, shout out yourself and acknowledge and appreciate yourself for all the work that you do, because we're so often calling out our parents, our partners, our loved ones, our friends, but the last person we remember is our own self. And this person is the most abused person because we putting that person down. This person is never good enough. They're never doing what they're supposed to be doing. And yet here you are, alive. This person is still carrying you, bringing you in, making sure you eat, you poop, you pee, you breathe the air. I mean, and falling down. And when it's fall down and you need to give compassion, instead we're getting on that person and saying, it's all your fault, you stupid loser. That's what we're doing to our own selves. And then we expect that this person that we are putting down is supposed to perform and do something for us that is so good. Well, remember this: whenever you acknowledge someone and love, they stand up and become truly, they raise to being their best selves. So this is why we have to remember to acknowledge and honor our own selves.
Exactly. Great words. And the question I have for you is, there are so many people out there that are going to watch this video, and especially the followers and subscribers of this channel, which I call my people, the happy people. And if you have any solid words of wisdom for my people, my crew, the happy people, what would it be?
I'm going to give a couple of quotes that I love.
Go ahead.
Okay, so one would be, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now.
Yes.
So don't go to like, well, I'm too old and I can do this and that and blah, blah, blah. Remember, the second best time is now. Plant that tree today. And then I want to give another one. One doesn't become an Olympic champion. One gets to be recognized as one.
Oh, yes.
So this is really huge, because if you are expecting and waiting to become something, believe me, you will never become that ever.
Yes.
So just drop that right now and acknowledge what you are in this moment and embody you embody your best self. And that is actually, this quote is actually the essence, both of them, the essence of IMAGINT life. It really is, because it gives you the qualities of your best self to embody that now. Yes. And as you become embodying that now, guess what? Everything in your life begins coming in according with that. And here it is. If you think about this, and this is my example, I believed that I was stupid, lazy pig, and I practiced the stupid, lazy pig, and it didn't matter what kind of habits I had. I had exactly the same habits as a champion, the same ones. I woke up early in the morning, I came to the ring, I practiced for 6-7 hours a day. I did exactly the same programs. I ate the same food. I lived in the same city. I had the same coaches.
Yes.
But eventually I did, but I never could become that Olympic champion because I was not an Olympic champion. I was a stupid, lazy pig. So in that, someone else who was practicing together at the same time as the king of ice, guess what that person became? Doing exactly the same thing as I did.
Oh.
You see that difference?
Yes.
So that's my words of wisdom. If you live in a place of I'm not good enough and I'm not deserving, you will forever going to be not good enough and not deserving.
Yes.
And it's not just a belief, it's an identity. So what I want to give actually, can I give a gift?
Go for it.
So I want to give a gift to people. It's IMAGINT, okay? And as I mentioned,
There you go. I see it.
success IMAGINT, okay? So I'm going to give you the link. They can go into that link and they can download this and print and then cut this out and put the water bottle on top of it and start drinking that. Okay. So this I mentioned is I am success I want. And so that's what it says. Imagine that your name is no longer your name. So Jesse, let's say Jesse is no longer your name.
All right.
And success you want is your name. So you say, so let's do like a little trick, okay?
All right.
Let's say these words. Say these. I want success.
I want success.
And my name is.
And my name is.
Say your name.
Fantastic.
Your name is. No, just say your name.
I want success, and my name is Jesse.
Okay. And I wanted to say this. I am success I want.
I am success I want.
And my name is.
And my name is Jesse.
Do you see the difference?
Ooh. Oh, I got it. Oh my goodness.
Do you see that? You see?
Yeah.
Who's Jesse now?
Yeah, Jesse now is a different one than the Jesse before. And I tell you what, it just clicked right there in my head. It's just like that.
You see, before you were Jesse, as you know yourself.
Yes,
and now you're like shifting into I am success I want. And success I want is named Jesse.
Wow.
So and now you begin living as success you want instead of living as Jesse. Jesse has particular habits. He wakes up this way, he eats this food, he drinks this, he speaks like this, he does these things. And they may be done, it's not necessarily, some of them are amazing and some of them you're not so happy about, right?
Yes.
But your name is success you want, not just success, but success you want, a higher level. Would it be doing things just a little bit different? Even in this moment right now, if you sit as success, would you sit the same way or do you feel immediately like, well, I want to pull up a little bit more?
Yes.
You see, because success is expressing itself in a different way.
Man.
And when we talk about this success is the name of the soul, the high self that is within you. That's the God within you. And you allowing that to live, to express through you. So it's no longer you doing things by yourself. You begin doing things through the source.
Oh, yes.
So that's the difference. So if you want this, I'll give you the link.
Okay.
Okay. It's just like the other one, www.imagintlife.com/VIP.
/VIP?
/VIP. Yeah.
All right. And
okay.
For those people, that link also will be in the description right below. So you not only get the IMAGINT Life on the beginning, but you're also going to get the VIP right there, right below.
So then they will receive this little card and it has instructions what to do. And they will also receive, there is a meditation that I take people through. So it's a video meditation and it's going to be part of that too. And it's my gift and I would love people to experience how IMAGINT works.
Wow. Just amazing and fantastic. And suddenly I'm sitting a little bit straighter right now, feeling more confident. I just gotta say, my goodness, never thought about that way. And SoFeya, you not only are teaching happy people a lesson, you're teaching me a lesson as well. And this is why I love interviewing people, is because you never know what you're going to get from them, the stories, the exercises and everything else. And bam, you get stuff like this. And I feel more confident now. Oh my goodness. and SoFeya, on behalf of all the happy people that are watching this program right now, I personally thank you for taking the time out to do this Sunday morning chat series. You not only are making a big difference for happy people all over the world, but for me as well. Thank you, SoFeya.
Thank you so much. And thank you for all the people that are here giving themselves this gift.
Oh,
Truly,
all
truly.
right, all right. And this concludes this episode of the Yolk Zone Sunday Morning Chat Series. If you want more plethora positivity, go to YouTube, type my name, Jesse Oakley III, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, like, comment, and share these videos with other happy people that you know. And once you get to my YouTube page, click on the link of Sunday Morning Chat Series. There, you always get a chance to see past episodes that I've done, interviewing plethora of positive people like my friend SoFeya right here. And again, this has been truly fantastic episode. And until next time, happy people, you take care and have a good day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.